Hello friends, this is Dr. Anita Mishra working as Associate Professor in Biyani Girls College. Today I am going to explain the immune system on behalf of GuruKPO.com. Actually, what is the immune system? Immune system is our defense system against the infection. It is a defense system present in multicellular organisms, generally in multicellular organisms, and it is very well developed in vertebrates. So, actually immune system is composed of two major activities, recognition and response. What is recognition? Recognition means discrimination between the self and non-self. Now, what is the discrimination between the self and non-self? Actually, immune system recognizes whether it is the self, their body part, or it is the non-self, whether it is a foreign invader or foreign pathogen. When immune system recognizes that it is a foreign pathogen, it exerts its activities against that foreign organism to eliminate it from the body. It does not exert its effect against the self component. This is the discrimination between the self and the non-self, and this is responsible for effect against the foreign invaders. If there is a problem in this recognition part, sometimes immune system act against our own body cells, and that creates a disease known as autoimmunity. In this disease, the immune system damages its own cells, and that is a very dangerous disease that can even cause the death of organism. Now, the second part is response. Response consists of effector response as well as memory response. What is response? Response is the response of immune system against the foreign invader or pathogen, by which immune system eliminates that pathogen. It is actually that activity. Now, it consists of two parts, effector response and memory response. Now, effector response is that part which actually eliminates the pathogen at the same time from the body. It consists of effector B cells and the T cells which eliminate the pathogen from our body, and the memory response is that part which is responsible for the heightened immune response whenever the same pathogen will come in our body at the second time. Okay, whenever there is an infection, our immune system is activated. Okay, when our immune system is activated, some cells are produced. These cells are called B cells and the T cells. Okay, so both type of cells are produced, effector cells as well as the memory cells. Now, effector cells will show the effector response. It will eliminate the pathogens. Okay, now memory cells will remain as it is in our body, and whenever the same pathogen will come in our body, it will activate against our body. It will activate against the pathogen with a heightened reactivity. Okay, now the memory cells are long lived as compared to the effector cells. Okay, effector cells have a short life as compared to the memory cells. Memory cells are long lived and they are readily stimulated as compared to the naive lymphocytes. So, whenever the same pathogen will come in our body, they will show heightened immune reactivity and will encounter with the same antigen. Okay, and this memory response is responsible for the vaccination. This is also known as educating the immune system. So, what do we mean by educating the immune system? It is educating the immune system that this is the pathogen, and when this pathogen will come again in our body, it will fight with a heightened response against that particular pathogen, so that disease will not occur in our body, and this is responsible for vaccination of many of the very harmful and dangerous diseases that have been eliminated. Okay. Now, the effector response consists of B cells and the T cells. I have told you already. Now, B cells are also of two types, plasma cells and the memory cells. Plasma cells form the antibodies. They secrete the antibodies. The antibodies directly interact with the antigen. What is antigen? Antigen is a foreign pathogen. Okay, it will directly interact with that foreign pathogen or antigen and will eliminate and deactivate the pathogen or antigen to remove from our body. Now, the memory cells will show the memory response. I have told you already. Okay. Now, T cells are of two types. Okay, T helper cells and the TC cells. Okay. T helper cells are also called CD4 plus T cells, and TC cells are also called CD8 plus TC cells. Okay. T helper cells are the cells which help our immune system. Okay, they secrete the, when they are activated by the antigen, they secrete some chemicals known as cytokines, and these cytokines will activate the B cells, they will also activate the TC cells, and they will also activate themselves also. So the overall system will be activated by the help of TH cells. And what is the activity of TC cells? TC cells kill the target cells. What are the target cells? The target cells are those cells which are altered cells, okay, altered self cells or virus infected cells. They can be cancerous cells also. The activity of T cells is to kill the altered self cells or transform cells. They kill the target cells, okay. And TC, the difference between the B cells and T cell is that B cell directly interact with the antigen, whereas T cells have T cell receptors on their membrane, and T cell receptors bind with the antigen, they recognize the antigen which is combined with the MHC molecule. Okay, the antigen is combined with the MHC molecule and presented to the T cells. T helper cells recognize those antigens which have been combined with class 2nd MHC molecules, whereas TC cells recognize those antigens which have been combined with class 1st MHC molecules. Now, I want to tell you something more about the immunity. There are two types of immunity, innate immunity and the adaptive immunity. Both of the immunity collaborate with each other and combine with each other to eliminate the pathogen. Okay? Then innate immunity is the first line of defense against the infection. It is the first line of defense against infection, because of which whenever pathogen enters our body, it acts against, it is the first line that act against the pathogen. Okay. It consists of anatomical barriers as well as the physiological barriers. It consists of our skin. Okay. Any pathogen cannot enter through our skin. Okay. It consists of mucous membrane. It also consists of physiological barriers like fever response, in which the temperature of our body increases to kill the pathogen. Okay. It also includes some chemicals that try to kill the pathogen. It includes the acidic pH of stomach that kills some of the pathogen. Okay. It includes the microflora, that is the beneficial organisms present in our body that kills the foreign pathogen. Okay. Now, the adaptive immunity recognize and eliminate and remember, they show the response of recognition, elimination and remembering the invading pathogen. They recognize the pathogen whether it is non-self, and when it recognizes that it is non-self, it acts against that pathogen and eliminate it from our body. And it also shows it also remembers the pathogen, that is why it shows the memory response. Okay. Now, this adaptive immunity begins after the innate immunity. It begins just after the pathogen enters our body, whereas adaptive immunity begins few days after the initial exposure. And adaptive immunity shows 4 major responses, 4 major activities, that is specificity. Specificity means the cells which are formed in the adaptive immunity, B cells and the T cells, are specific for the specific pathogen. Specific B cells will activate against the specific pathogen. Specific antibodies will bind with the specific antigen. Specific T cells will activate against the specific pathogen. Diversity means our immune system is so well developed that it can kill diverse number of pathogens. Okay, it can create diverse number of cells, and it also shows the memory response I have told you. And finally, the very important property of the immune system is recognition between the self and the non-self, and because of which our immune system kills the non-self pathogen and not activate against our self cells. Thank you for watching my video, and please like, comment and share views about my video, and keep watching gurukpo.com. Thank you very much.